For those of you worried about not having no more Super Sentai to watch or not having anything good, rejoice, because Project Red is amazing. It's good. I just watched the first episode. In fact, this video is here for me to review the first episode. Hey everybody, this is Gokai Spartan. If you're new to the channel, what I do here is I make multiverse Power Rangers content. I have my own Power Rangers Multiverse, Power Rangers Alternate Universe, and Power Rangers Shattered Grid Redux. But on here, today I'm here to talk about Space Shirt Givon and the Project Red project that just came out, because I just watched episode 1, and I'm gonna say this right now, I like it better than Go Juju. I like what I saw in one episode better than what I saw in the entirety of a Sentai season. Even though I only saw bits and pieces, but the episodes I did saw, I still like Project Red more, and it's just one episode. And I say that because it's just, when I looked at it, and I looked at the DNA of it, and I noticed what they mixed together, and it's beautiful. So I'm going to go through the plot of the episode, and I'm eventually going to talk about how I feel about the episode. So the episode starts with a gigantic war. They're basically, there's Megazords fighting against gigantic warships, and the 5 Gavon warriors are basically going in a gigantic clash against these just big warships that's going on. This is all a dream. The commander basically tells the main character, I don't remember the main character's name. As I go through these reviews, as the episodes go on, I have everybody's name down packed by them. But he tells our Red Ranger, I'm just going to call him the Red Ranger because that's what we identify as his Power Rangers, even though it's Gavon. We're here because of Power Rangers and Super Sentai. So he tells the Red Ranger, like, yo, I just had a dream. Some shit was about to pop off, son, and I need you to prevent that. And this Red Ranger, the Gavons in general, they're all intergalactic space police. They usually team up with SPD, and they also teamed up with the Q Ranger. They usually team up with Starfaring Power Rangers, essentially. So they have a history of doing that. And in this universe, on one of the Earths that they visit, humans and aliens kind of live in peace, kind of like with SPD and Deca Ranger, where the aliens are kind of disguised and stuff like humans, but they're really aliens. And of course, there's criminals going around. They have these things called these emo gears, basically these things that can become weapons and stuff. And there's basically like this gang of humans just running them up. And they have like these plasma rifles. It's pretty freaking graphic. I'm loving it. And a girl gets injured. Essentially, well, no, that happens later. Like I said, I gotta rewatch the episode. But basically, the Red Ranger comes and he basically vanquishes, he defeats the bad guys in an unmorph fight, and then he morphs. And they arrest the main guy that they needed to arrest. And now they basically tell us what they do, essentially. They're a multiversal organization. There's like thousands of multiverses and stuff like that, where they basically monitor the multiverse and make sure things are going pretty smoothly for them. They're kind of like the flawless military. In fact, the two scientists, the two scientists kind of remind me of Beatrice and Dexter a little bit. But more or less, they monitor the universe and they want to make sure that these emo gears don't create no monsters, essentially. So now they go to this Earth that's all pink. And there's this dude who's crashing out. He's shooting key blasts. He's blowing up buildings. And everybody's scared. And he has a gang of people. And he's fighting against the government. And he's basically telling the government of the world to bend the knee to him because of his emotions and stuff like that. And the Red Ranger says something gangster. I love this line. He says, I'll handle his anger. And I was like, nah, son, that's fire, son. And more or less, he morphs and they get into a battle. And like it's an unmorph fight for him, but it's a more fight for the Red Ranger. But eventually the monster shows up. And like the monster's some cool looking crab monster with like one red eye. Kind of reminds me of Gulmon from the Digimon DS games. But more or less, this creature gets vanquished by our red hero. And now a samurai ends up showing up. And he presses the Red Ranger like, hey yo, who you? Who you supposed to be? And like he tries to fight him and stuff like that. The Red Ranger's just like, yo, chill. My name is Gavon. I come from a whole different universe. And the samurai wasn't trying to hear none of that. The samurai pulled out a morpher of his own, and he transformed into a Silver Gavon. This Silver Gavon was seen in the beginning with the flashback in the dream sequence, but now the episode basically ends with the Red Ranger basically having to fight the Silver Ranger. And after I'm done watching it, I must say I'm impressed, and I don't necessarily mind the destruction of Sentai to create a more better, superior product, because Gavon is really good, and they could actually branch off and make more Gavons, and maybe it don't necessarily have to be like some multiversal cosmic adventurer always, because remember the Power Rangers, they had things like SPD, Time Force, but we also had Mighty Morphin, we also had Turbo, we also had Mystic Force, we also had Samurai and Ninja Storm. We had different themes. So I think if Gavon's allowed to thrive more in this Ranger environment as a replacement for Sentai, eventually it will basically be indistinguishable from Sentai. Because the way I looked at it, it wasn't much of a difference. There's ultimately going to be 5 of them. They have gigantic robots. They're trying to protect the galaxy. They're more or less trying to protect the entire multiverse, essentially. And that means we're going to see different worlds, and that means there's going to be different rules to those worlds and stuff like that. We might get a medieval world, a samurai world, a blue earth, a black earth, a green earth, a red earth, a white earth, a golden earth, a earth that's half lava, half ice. Like, we don't know what could happen. And on top of that, this branches the possibility. They said multiverses. That means we could honestly branch into the Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, anything. So the possibilities is in the stars now. And what I saw was amazing. Those Megazords, bro, the Megazord becomes a burner that is a ship. It's a ship that's a gun at the same time. And it shoots a beam out of its nose like Metal Seedramon's River of Power. And oh my God, it's beautiful. The mechs, the Tegazord was freaking amazing. And I think that's what they got the idea from, because the Tegazord is a gigantic claw that becomes a Megazord. And this is basically a gun that is also a ship that becomes a Megazord. I need that toy. If they're trying to market toys, they're doing it right, because I want it. I want it. Take my money. Take my money. I want it. I need that gun that transforms into a robot that is also a ship. It's amazing. And it's just, I just feel like this is, and it just feels more mature, because there was a lot of unmorphed fight scenes. Like, there was a lot of people just fighting Gavon regular. It was like, it felt like he had to fight like a bunch of mob people with plasma rifles and stuff like that. And I think they really wanted to tell like a more mature, grounded story for Sentai. And I felt like they was stuck under the it's a kid show lens, kind of like what Power Rangers did. Because I'm gonna be honest, what I just watched doesn't feel childish at all. Oh no. This feels like something I've been searching for, something I've been yearning for, something I've been looking for, something I've been trying to build and replicate myself. And I'm gonna be here for the long haul, Space Sheriff Gavon. Right now, I'm considering Power Rangers, Gavon, and Kamen Rider under one banner. It's all tokusatsu to me now. Because now Sentai's gone, Gavon's here to take his place, Power Rangers is about to get something new. It's all tokusatsu. And I just feel like they was trying to make Gavon a little bit more, because Gavon feels like a mixture of the Power Rangers and Kamen Rider. It has all the seriousness of a Kamen Rider and all the team aesthetics and wonderfulness of the Power Rangers and stuff like that. The gigantic mech battles and everything. And I can't wait to see what happens in the future. So this is just going to be my review for Project Red. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to comment on what you liked about it in the comment section. I want to get a discussion going so we could all talk about Sentai and Project Red and just things of that nature moving forward. So like, comment, and subscribe, and may the power protect you. Have a wonderful day and stay safe out there.